Alright, I know I said I'm gonna be better at uploading, and I am, alright? I'm working on it. At least it hasn't been a whole month. I was busy, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I wanted to make a video about endgame rotations, you know, where everybody is usually confused and hoping things work out for them in the end and are secretly stressed out and dying inside. But after Wednesday's Cash Cup, I don't feel like I'm qualified to do so. Like, I played bad. Like, really bad. So that being said, I found 10 things I never should have done that you shouldn't do either in these Cash Cups. I played out all 10 games and I found something to take away from each game I hope we can all benefit from. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm gonna keep it simple. Don't rotate late. Alright, do not rotate late. Alright, so I happen to get circle up here, alright? And then watch 7 seconds we got until we find out where the next circle is. I had tunnel vision on this guy because I knew he was low, he's getting clapped. And then boom, 0. All the way over there, so I'm all the way over here. Circle's all the way over here. Like, all the way over here. So I should have been like, wait, Boother, and I should have ran as soon as I noticed the circle. Alright, so I'm literally one of the furthest from the circle. So instead of trying to do anything here, I should have said, screw all these guys. I didn't realize I had a route right behind me. Easy rotate where I could have just flanked everybody and been chilling. This guy might have held me, maybe along with this other guy, 2 people. I could have handled that. But here I got held by this guy over here, this box, and this guy as well. I went down here to see if I could just follow somebody else's builds. I got stuck on this wood. I thought I could walk through it, but I had to crouch, get lasered, add floppers, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, that's why you don't rotate late. Alright, in the second game, whenever the zone ends up on the complete opposite side of you, so I'm over here, zone is complete opposite direction, right across the water, everything. Don't fight other people. Unless you absolutely have no other choice, like you have no materials or ammo, or you need like health or something like that, and you think you can get an easy kill, okay, sure. But if you have no reason to fight anyone, then just focus on the rotation. So what I did here, this guy behind me started shooting at me, who's in the same position as I am. The guy above me starts spraying me. I'm like, dude, what? I did the same thing as in the first game where I just rotated super late and everyone just sprays at me. I thought I missed that shot, could have got an easy kill there. I should have just kept moving instead of staying in this box, because it turns out that was his roof. I went right in his box, he just edited the ceiling, shot me, died a storm, and that was it. If I just kept moving, what would have happened? Alright, game 3. Yeah, alright. Okay, so this game, I forced the fight because I had no materials, and I fat fingered instead of hitting the spacebar. Yes, I know, how do you fat finger a spacebar? But instead of hitting the spacebar to jump, I hit C and started drinking my minis in his face. So I don't want to say don't fat finger as the tip. So instead, let's look at this guy right off the bat. Don't sit in the middle of everybody on low ground. Alright, that's literally the worst combination. And if you have no other choice to do so and you're forced that position, at least don't build out of wood. When you're positioning, just know when to use what kind of materials. Like, obviously, if you know you're gonna be safe and you're comfortable using wood, go for it. But when you're in the middle of everybody, you should expect either getting lasered, focused, naded. So you want to build out of your most powerful materials, brick or metal. If you don't have one or the other, just don't do wood. All right, game number 5. If you're ahead of zone, don't hang back and let it catch up to you. It's situational. I know you can do it when you're at height, or if you're low when you have like floppers and stuff like that. But in this specific situation, I was somewhat ahead of zone. Like, right, it's over here. I'm over here, and you'll see I like stopped to try to shoot out who I thought was height. I thought that was height, and I thought I shot him out. And then look, and then I just got swallowed by zone. I should have just kept moving and then just got better positioning in general instead of just trying to shoot out height, because that really didn't benefit me at all. Because like now I just lost 10 health, 20 health, and then eventually I was able to get in. Because now I got bunched up with. If I was able to just stay ahead, I could have been at least just chilling with this guy, if anything, and just kept moving. But now I'm just lumped up with everybody else. Like, I'm losing all my health to the storm, like not even people. And then eventually, at this point, I didn't have any materials. Tried to follow this guy's builds. I didn't know there was an opening right there. He walked right through, and I'm dead. So for this game, I missed my drop because I was on my phone and I just lost a simple fight. But I'm just gonna tie it into don't switch up your drops, okay? So find one and stick with it, because you're gonna be up against people that most likely know their drop to the core, and you know, they get home court advantage, and you're gonna want all the advantages you can get in this game, alright? So find your own consistent place to drop and stick with it throughout the entire tournament, unless you're going for a W key hot drop game, but then again, I mean, that's a whole different thing. Okay, so for my playstyle, when you're playing for endgame, like I do for these cash cups, I'm gonna give myself this tip. Don't post up right next to someone, or at least avoid it as much as you can, because if you do, it's bound to happen at some point like it did now. Try to keep your guard up for whatever they try to pull. This whole cash cup, I've never had anybody W key me like this during endgames when I post up next to them. Usually they spray at me or whatever, you know, maybe RPG, but never trying to take my walls and like get in my face and box fight. It could have easily been avoidable if I just didn't sit right next to this dude on the same layer. I had a lot of options as far as boxing up, and I should have been smarter about my positioning. Right here too, I should have just got completely away from this guy. He got a good edit on me, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, for number 8, don't lose confidence despite your situation. Know what you have to do and go do it, alright? I got held by this guy that was right next to me, and while we were both being held by everybody already in circle, it was bad, alright? I wanted to kill him, but I said screw it and went on my way, and he shot me in the back while I was trying to rotate. I should have been better at covering myself, and I managed to get into the circle with very little health, like around like 50, like right here. I was scared to do anything. Like I got into a little box, and I didn't want to be the next chosen one where everybody get lasers me because I'm low. I was good on mats and everything. I didn't want to die. So I just sat, rotated late, which I never should have done, obviously. And I should have just kept playing circle and rotating early whenever I could, not being afraid to use my materials, because like I said, I had a good amount, but I was so fixated like on my low health. It was all I was thinking about. So I stopped playing how I normally would, and I went like complete bot mode. Cause look at me, I'm just in a cone, just sitting here. And circle already started rotating. That's when I decided to make my move, and was like, make a move for what? This is. I tried to go for a kill to go get some health. This was a mess. Like I could have just kept moving. I had all this, kept my head on my health. That's all I was thinking about. Alright, so number 9, dude, this one is important. Don't lose the mental game. Honestly, this game, I just decided to hot drop and do a W key game. I still had 40 minutes to play out 2 games, and I really could have done more, like so much more in that time. But I was losing mentally, and I went for this W key game, and it amounted to absolutely nothing. I should have stuck with my drop and actually tried to play out this game. The mental game, it's a big part of Fortnite, especially in competitions like these, and obviously a bunch of other games. And I'm not 100% sure where to start strengthening your mental game in a pretty heavily RNG based game like Fortnite, but I see a lot of people not carrying over their past game frustration into their new games. Like, get mad in the lobby, you know, get it out your system, and then next game, just forget about it. And I'm gonna start incorporating that more on myself. And just a side note, isn't it kind of funny? You can learn a lot from a minute-long game and getting 100th place. No? Alright, whatever. And for my last game, honestly, nothing particularly interesting happened at all. At least nothing that I haven't mentioned already in this video. I continued my downward spiral and landed lazy. I managed to get 2 kills, rotated out, and ultimately, I just underestimated my opponent. His box was right at the edge of zone, so I assumed he was weak. But I should have realized he came out of Slurpee, so he's probably decked out on heals. So I guess for my final tip is just going to be don't underestimate your opponents, because really that's what it came down to in this situation, and I failed to consider my surroundings considering Slurpee is right there. And I mean, I also just missed my shots, and that was the wrap for my Cash Cup on Wednesday. Hopefully you guys were able to take away something from this video. Watching VOD reviews, honestly, it's actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. Usually I find that in game, I feel like everything is a lot more of a hectic mess, but watching the VOD reviews, it's like okay, it's not as bad as you think it is in your head. But low-key, when these cash cups aren't happening, it's pretty hard to stick with the game because pubs are boring and I can't seem to get into any arena games because of queue times. So I might upload some other games here and there. I know they just announced duos and that's going to be exciting for sure, but I don't think I'm going to participate because of some other stuff and whatnot. But other than that, I'm gonna shut up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night. Peace.